All right, it shows we are live. I hope we are live. Welcome to another Well-Don Tanks live stream. It's good to be here with everybody. Some drastic differences, some drastic changes, which are already going to be very visible with what you can see. So kind of a different camera angle tonight as I'm still putting things together down here officially. So let me know if the mic is, the audio is good, camera's working, all that fun stuff, making sure we're not blowing up the world. But I'm excited to be here. It was really bad. I've really been looking forward to this live stream all week, kind of as I was able to plan it out, and I knew I was going to come on tonight. It's been a really good day, been a good week. Excuse me. Fortunately, I was able to hang out with some really good friends of mine, my family, this a little bit earlier this evening. So I was hanging out with them and had to leave to come get ready for the live stream. But happy to be here. It was great to see them. Our kids are playing together out in the swimming pool, so it's finally warm enough. Like we got to get some things going here. Like it's beautiful weather here, but really looking forward to being here. So kind of get through some formalities, I guess you could say a little bit, do some things. So the Aquatic Monkey Business family is in the house. I know we have Maria. Thank you so much for being here. We have Sharon Miller. Those two are helping moderate for us tonight. And Mr. Lefty himself, Kevin Scholler, coming in the house. Welcome. Thanks for being here, everybody. Moderate for us tonight. Let me mute that. Making sure things are just rolling, of course. I'm looking good here. Let me mute the sound of my computer as well. All right. So thank you so much to everybody. I have to say just thank you to everybody who has been supporting me, supporting this channel. We have passed 1,600 subscribers. Let's actually get let's see if I can even get an exact count of where we're at right now. 1,609. We have 1,609 subscribers to this channel. Thank you so much for everybody, for your support on this channel, for everything we've been doing. I'm honestly blown away that we're there. We are over 1,600 subscribers. And the fact of the matter is too, is this is the fastest we've grown. This is the fastest we have grown on this channel. Just in the way that from the time we went from 1,500 to 1,600, it's the fastest we've ever grown. So thank you, everybody. Things are falling down. Hang on. That was my power strip holding a few important things. As you can tell, it's still a working fish room. I don't think anybody... All right. I don't think anything broke. I think we're good again. All right. Jeez Louise, hang on. I'm going to end up breaking something here tonight. I may just have to unplug some things before we really get moving here. Yeah, welcome to a live stream where we just break everything on camera. Man, struggle is real tonight. John, welcome. I'm going to sit 3 inches back from my table now so I don't break anything again. Emmanuel, you know what, Lefty? I probably should get some Velcro. I probably really shouldn't be using that power strip where it's at, but that's all right. I think we're good. I think we're good. Let's move on. Let's get going again here. So yeah. So thank you everybody for the support on this channel. It's just been it's been humbling. Well, as you can see, we have some major differences here in the fish room. So that's kind of what tonight's going to be about. Again, the set topic for tonight is talking about the changes in the fish room, the future of the fish room. And then I released that video yesterday. I knew I wanted to get that video out before we went live again. I wanted that video to be out explaining the changes, explaining my reasoning before we actually did the live stream and everything changed. But then also tonight we will always do our Q&A. So if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments section. I'm pretty good at following that lately. We'll do what we can there. And I love answering questions, love getting the communication going and just the chat going. So yes, normally what you would see right here would be the 220 gallon. That is no longer in the fish room. That's actually not even in my possession anymore. I was able to sell that tank last night. So I don't even have the tank anymore. Tank's not even in my possession. Crown Tail Half Moon, thank you for being here. You're always a great supporter on these live streams. You're always here for us. And Lefty, I appreciate your help in making sure we had the correct live stream information going out on Facebook and different things there. So I appreciate everybody looking out for me. But yeah, so things are different in the fish room, drastically different. So Guppy Guru himself, Peter, was over here the other night, earlier this week. Things have been relaxing. We felt more comfortable being around each other, being around our families, which is awesome. It was great to be able to interact with him again, other than just through like phone and different things. So it was quite enjoyable having him here. Man, he was a huge voice of reason in the changes of this fish room. So we're a little cramped right here right now, only because the 60-gallon cube. Let me see if I can show you without breaking everything. Literally the 60-gallon cube is right here now. So you can kind of see in the reflection, like we're right here. The 60 cube just needs to, I have it pulled out a little bit from the wall right now, just until I finish up the plumbing I need to on that, and then I'll get that pushed back a little farther. So that'll give us more room here. But it is unbelievable how just less cramped I feel. And that's even with the 60-gallon cube, like up in my personal business right now. But already it just feels, I can breathe. I can breathe in here. I love it in the fish room right now. So I put this rack up today. I was very fortunate to go Home Depot today, and through selling 220 gallons, selling some, a lot of other things actually. So there's some equipment that I had previously was going to be using on the 220, was able to sell that today. I've actually sold a lot of fish this weekend. So rehomed a lot of fish, and a lot of those fish were the ones that were going to go into the 220 gallons. So since I took that tank down and moved that out, it's, I didn't have room for those fish. And it's fish that they're the really cool ones. They're beautiful to look at, but I wasn't going to do anything in terms of them and like the racking system. So the funds that I was able to gather from that, I'm never going to make money again from selling equipment and fish and different things, but it did help kind of offset cost, kind of bring back into the fish room of get this rack up and going. We got some things behind us we need to talk about. So very fortunate in that. And like I had, in the couple hours that I was out today, like at Home Depot, maybe I'd stop at freaking PetSmart because I ran out of a dechlorinator while I'm still doing water changes upstairs. Just all day, like as I've been planning this rack out and working on this today, I've had more enjoyment working on this rack than I did the 220 ever. And I mean, I just basically mirrored the rack we've already set up, but I took Guppy Guru's advice on a few things. I'm not going to be using all 5 shelves for tanks anymore. And actually on the original rack, we're only going to be using 4 shelves as tanks now. But so I spaced these shelves out a lot more than I did on the other rack, just to allow better access to tanks. So it'll be kind of a fun combination between, one loaded with tanks, one that not so loaded with tanks, but we're still going to have some tanks on here. It's going to be great. But even though this rack is actually 2 feet wide still, it's incredible at how it opened this room up, because I'm able to push it all the way back to the wall. And then Peter, the big brain genius he is, he's like, because at first I was talking about it, I'm like, yeah, I can't push it all the way to the wall because I have the drain line going around it. And he looks at me, he's like, bro, your drain line runs underneath your rack on your other one. Like, why not just, I'm like, dude, genius. So the drain line, I'm working on that tonight. So it's going to pass right through the rack, right where it needs to go. So it's going to stay out of the way. And already that saved us inches. Just as, the stand on the 220 kind of butted out. The 220 was just daunting. So already, like just with this in here, it's just so much more open. And I'm enjoying it so much more. Crown Tail, I would, soon to be in garage with expansion. Yeah, no. I like being married, and I'm very fortunate with what I have. So I'm not going to be doing the rice fish garage, but Guppy Guru came up with a genius name. So I don't see HC Aqua in the chat yet, so I can't. He can't steal this from me, unlike my other ideas. Peter came up with the idea of calling these the rice racks, for rice fish, because that's what I'm really going to be focusing on in this fish room, breeding rice fish, working on those. But I've also got a few other fish I'm really excited to play with in here. And Peter's actually like making me want to keep some endlers again, or even just more live bears. I've been seeing the fish that he's been unboxing, and I was able to go to his house this past week and talk with him, see his fish room again, and he's got some incredible stuff going on. So yeah, Guppy Guru came over, helped me move the 220 gallon out, and as soon as that tank was out and up in the garage, I could breathe again. It was like we literally sat here and talked for probably an hour before we even moved the tank. We were just talking ideas. What are we going to do here? What can I do here? What do I really want? And as soon as he kind of just nudged me like, you want to breed fish. Like, you really want to focus on that. Like, yes, I do. And I'm already just way happier with what I have right now. Lefty, I don't think I'd want a big tank in a fish room. I'd want a bunch of smaller tanks that I could just experiment with different fish and stuff in. I agree with you like that. And that's really what it came down to is it's having big fish is awesome. Like, don't get me wrong, like having a Mabu puffer in my possession and having that fish and having the means to take care of it. And that's not what this is about, but it's awesome. Even the guy that came and bought the tank, he's got like a 2-foot silver arowana that he wanted to put in there, and beautiful fish, right? Like it's super cool. But it came down that a couple things was that's 6 feet of wall to one fish. One fish was taking up that space. And then it was, I could not move the 220 by myself. I mean, I could shimmy it around a little bit in the room, but like I couldn't be moving around myself. Maintenance, okay, fine, but it just took up so much room. And I agree with you, Lefty. Like, that's what I really look forward to. And I think I talked about in my video a little bit, is it when this past week I was able to go back to, Guppy Guru's, his Guppy garage, and walking around there, it just so fascinating to go from tank to tank to tank, seeing what he's working on, seeing what he's breeding, seeing how the fish are interacting with each other, interacting with everything going on. And it's just so peaceful in there. Like, even Barry Aquatics, his little fish closet, like, it's so set up so well that he's doing so many great things with it. And then I come down to the 220. I just never wanted to work on it. But now that I have this rack up, like, I'm so excited of all the possibilities that I already have. And what's kind of fun too is like everything's matching up into place of tanks I already have in my possession. I needed some supplies to get things going again. But so I definitely agree with you, Lefty, that I was excited to experiment, with new fish, new rice fish, breeding rice fish, breeding some live bears, breeding plecos. Like, I've already got so many things I'm so excited to do. So tomorrow's big project is going to be finishing up the pond. I just need to get the filter up and running. I got to tweak it a little bit. My original design didn't quite work the way I wanted it to. So we're going to tweak that. The weather's great. It's ready to have fish in it. So hopefully this weekend the pond will be finished and I can get that video out. I can show you all that. But then we got a whole other rack to set up, but it's going to be great. Lefty, if I was going to do a larger tank, it would be my living room or something, and save the fish room for fun projects and breeding. So I would, there's been a lot of discussion actually, like all the comments coming in on that video I did, the initial video of talking about the changes coming in the fish room. I am blown away by the support. I can't thank everybody enough. It's been so humbling actually to see everything coming in. Granted, yes, it ultimately comes down to it's my fish room, right? It's my fish room. I have to be happy with it, but you still want to do something in a way of, I want people to enjoy the channel. I want people to be interested in the channel. But then my entire goal of this, there's two things of this going on. And I've been thinking about this a lot today. I want to enjoy it. It is my fish room, so I want the enjoyment from it. But I've always wanted to do things in a way that other people can actually do, like legit do. That they can look at my designs, my ideas that I've formulated and put together and go, you know what? I can do that. Like, I have a room. I can do that. I learned about these Husky Racks from Peter, and now they're my favorite thing. This behind me, we'll talk about this in a minute. Don't worry. We'll talk about this in a minute. But this is legitimately something that I think can be a game changer to people, to allow them to put, nano tanks on a wall, maybe as a nice display, different things. Like, we're going to do a whole video on this too, but we'll talk a little bit about this in the live stream here. But now to be able to, back in a position where I really feel that I am showing people the possibilities, what you can do on a budget, what you can do with a small space. Like, we're there. Keeping a 220 gallon isn't feasible for some people. It's not an option. But setting up a 4 foot wide, 4 foot wide tank, or excuse me, a 4 foot long rack, 2 feet wide, and be able to fit 10 gallon tanks on here, that's doable. Like, that is absolutely doable for a lot of people. So it's going to be, I'm really excited to do this one. So what I'm thinking right now on this rack is we're going to move the 33 gallon over to this rack. That's where the zebra pluckers are going to go. Then on top, I'm going to do 2 20 gallon tanks as regular 20s. And that's for some specific purposes. If I ever get my discus to breed, if I can ever get maybe some plecos breeding, so there's maybe some grow out tanks. And then on the bottom, on the third shelf, I really want to kind of recreate Dean's fry system. That has interested me, and I've always wanted to do that. Really have wanted to play with that more. But Peter was just such an influential part of this that I couldn't thank him enough for coming over and, one, helping me lug that tank out. It's a big tank to move. But then it was just the discussion and the soundboard and just helping me bounce ideas off of him and really talk about it. I'm really looking forward to it. So let's see. Crown Tail. Trent, I'm not sure I asked, but do you go directly to Brine Chick Direct for Brine Chick bags? So I can. They're about 45 minutes away from me, so it's not incredibly difficult to get up there. But it's easier for me just to order them. So I pay a little bit in shipping, but it's kind of one of those offset costs. If I'm already going up that way to see family up there, which you don't do often enough, I may stop in there. Right now, with all the quarantine stuff, they're difficult to get into, but no, I usually order from them. Carrie, thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Life is too short. Sometimes you just need to soul search and figure out what you want. It's funny how people that are close to you realized what you wanted before you truly let yourself admit it. Carrie, you are spot on with that comment. Like, literally spot on with that. Before, like, when me and Peter were down here talking about what I wanted and what my plans were, it was Select Pet. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. I know it looks like you can't stay long, but you are always one that comes in and gives your support, and I cannot thank you enough for it. But Carrie, like, you are absolutely right. We were talking about it, and he posed the question, like, what do you want from your fish room? Like, what's your goal in the fish room? And I told him, like, I am so excited when I walk into your fish room. I'm at peace. I'm relaxed, and I'm always interested. Like, I'm always interested. What's going on in this tank? What's going on in this tank? And he was just like, yes, like, that's it. That's what you want. He's like, you want another rack. And yeah, I'm very, very happy with that. Like, even my wife, when I talked to her about all this and, approached her with, hey, I'm thinking of doing this, she was all for it. And then the Aquatic Monkey Business family, very, very supportive of this. And they made a great comment on my video that kind of, one of those comments again, you're like, oh, yeah, I guess you're right. They commented that, one, they could see the passion in me again. They could really see the passion in my eyes again. But they also said, and if you watch my videos, you'll kind of notice some things, like my Tourette's weren't really noticeable in that video. And I really think it's because when I'm really passionate about something, focused in on something, excited to talk about something, they don't show as much. And so that comment where they're like, they noticed, they could visibly see the calmness in me and the passion again was really good to see. So Carrie, I hope I have this all planned out, and I hope people can see the happiness on my face. Is the couple hour, like, really, like, drilling holes in plywood to run drain lines and air lines through. Like, I was so happy to do that today. Just designing this, I was just so happy to do this again, and really looking forward to it. Really looking forward to it. Sandy, thanks for being here. We have the Zen Ginger in the house. I appreciate you being here very much. And the other thing too is this: with these changes, the support has come in so many different ways. So right now, the 220 is sold. I don't have that anymore. I'm still working on finding the right home for the Mubu Puffer. And I actually had a subscriber who's local to me reach out. Like he reached out and we talked. It's just unfortunately I have a price that I'm looking to get from that puffer. I really don't want to go any less than what I originally paid for it, but I also want to, it's mainly because I really want to make sure this fish goes to the right home. But that support in general, that he was kind enough to reach out to me, to talk, like actually really consider taking the puffer. That was a very, very humbling. It was just so that it's been awesome. It's been actually awesome, the support coming through here. Lefty, I agree. It is a party when the Zen Ginger comes in. Us redheads, we know how to party. I think I'm going to say you're a redhead. Like, I'm going to go off the basis of Ginger. Probably doing something crazy. Crown Tail, are you talking about fish foods tonight? If yes, can you give a review on Repashy if you have used it? Firework emoji, firework emoji, firework emoji. So, Crown Tail, I still need to do a dedicated live stream on fish foods. I was going to. That's actually what I was planning on doing this week. And then this came about. So here we are. But to give you kind of a quick once-over on Repashy, I have used it. It's a fantastic food. It absolutely is a fantastic food. And there's so many tricks you can do with it. You can feed it. It's just a powder food for really small fry, rice fish fry, rainbow fish fry, blue ram fry, even down to like their guppy fry. So it's a very universal food in that way. You can actually feed it as a powder. And then when you make it, actually mix it up into that gelatin type, you can freeze it. You can mix in pellets. You can mix in your flake food. So I've seen people like Tazawa Tanks. He'll mix in a larger cichlid pellet into it to feed a spirulina Repashy mix to his cichlids. But then also they get a little bit of protein in with those pellets. There's tricks you can do to actually coat like a pleco cave in one. So that way you now have plecos that can hide in the cave. We also have plecos that can feed off the cave. So I really do like Repashy. My only complaint is that at times it's difficult to get the consistency correct. So when I've mixed it, I've strayed away from the 2-part this to 3-part this. And it's kind of one of those like, yeah, we'll start with this much Repashy, then a little bit of water, mix it up, a little bit of water, mix it up. So it takes a little bit of time to mix up, but once you get the consistency down, it is a fantastic food. Absolutely fantastic food. Anthony's Fishy Friends, appreciate you being here. Supreme African Cichlids, what's up, bro? How are you doing? Mr. Supreme, I am doing great tonight. We have officially started on the new edition, I guess. I call this the expansion. I don't know if it's really the expansion. The change. We're calling this the change of the fish room, and I'm very happy about it. Let's see, Supreme, any new fish? Yes, actually. I can actually say yes to that. So I was talking about it just a little bit earlier that I've been actually rehoming a lot of fish this weekend, just fish that were going to go into 220 gallon. And then we're not, so I've rehomed a lot of fish. But I actually do. I shared up a simple picture of it on Instagram. Peter, when he bred his plakat bettas, he sent one out to Bay Area Aquatics. Beautiful, it's like candy color betta. And then he let me pick out one. And it is one of the most gorgeous bettas I have ever seen in my life. So the back half is a really dark royal blue. And then the front half is this iridescent white. But what's awesome is that the eyes are like coated in blue. It's like right around the eyes are blue. So it kind of looks like this little demon swimming around. But man, he is gorgeous. He actually flared up at me the other day when I was doing water changes. And betta after my own heart. So other than that, no new fish, but like I did finally pick out the discus that I'm going to keep long-term. So I originally bought that large group of like 13, 14 discus. And then the other night I sold half of them, kept out the ones that I wanted that had the biggest, eating the best, growing the fastest, best colors, best finish. So I'm really hoping once I get them down into the 60 cube here, we may get a pair. That's one reason why I'm going to do 2 20-gallon tanks, is I want at least one tank I would try and breed some discus, especially since these discus have spent their entire life in straight tap water. That would be something I really want to offer out to people. Carrie, can I repeat the type of betta you were talking about? Apologize, I probably got a little excited there. What was it? He had a Candy Nemo Plakat betta, I think was like the original betta he had. And then when he was able to breed them, it is a type of Plakat betta, so it's not this huge fancy one. Guppy Guru's in the house. Peter, I need your help here. What is the type of betta I got from you? We got some questions. I want to say it's a Plakat betta, but it is absolutely beautiful. Don't know if you can truly see that, but the colorations on this betta are insane. God, they are so sweet. So very happy to have that betta fish. Maria, you're right. It's like having two bettas in one. It's the coolest thing I've ever seen. Like, don't get me wrong. My alien betta, that pure blue betta, is okay. That was creepy. I'm sorry. This fuzz just floated by the camera, and I saw it up on my screen. Like, there's ghosts in the fish room. But my blue alien betta is gorgeous, like absolutely gorgeous. But this Plakat betta from Peter, it's one of my favorite bettas. So we need a killer name for it. I have not named it, but that's one fish that needs a name. So go check out that post on my Instagram at Well-Done Tanks. Check that out and maybe leave me a comment on that post on Instagram of what you think we should name that betta fish. I think we should do something fun there. Let's see. Crowntail. We can hear the eagerness and enthusiasm of your renewed joy and passion for the hobby. You know, I hope you can. It's not that I necessarily ever lost passion for the hobby. All right, this buzz is pissing me off. Sorry. But it just wasn't what I wanted. That 220 gallons wasn't what I wanted. And I think it goes back to when my original 220 gallon exploded on me. That hurt. Like, that put some fear in my heart of, if that ever happens again, I'm screwed. So if things sprung a leak in here, would suck, right? Would absolutely not be good, but it's something that's manageable. My fear when that 220 gallon broke was like, what do I do with the fish? Fortunately, I had 125 gallons still at the time that I was able to transfer everything over to in this mad rush. But like, can you imagine, like, the people that I see all the time, the posts of my 400 gallon tank broke, I'm in an emergency need, like, who has another 400 gallon tank I can get? And like, these big tanks just aren't as common all the time. But yeah, anyways, very happy with what I have. The Zen Ginger, yes, I'm a redhead. And yeah, crazy seems accurate. I'm crazy. I'm definitely crazy. But I've been around long enough. Actually, one of my coworkers, so one of my officers, she is a ginger, and she's a firecracker. So I'm very cautious of who I call crazy nowadays because I am crazy. I can't say much about it. Let's see here. What do we got? Lefty, Plakat, and HMPK are the best bettas. Change my mind. I don't know if I can change your mind. I like Plakat bettas. I don't know what the other one is. HMPK. I wonder if I can Google that. I probably could Google that. See, I can't change your mind because I'm not a fan of the big like half moons and crown tails, and I love the slender body of these Plakat bettas and the way they flare. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Crown tails are already dropping some names. Rambo, Devil Eyes, Diablo. He's like, he kind of looks like a devil, but he's not really a devil, so I'm not sure yet. Like, it's got to be that right, like, ring to it. But the coloration, if you can't tell, I'm a sucker for blue fish. Absolutely a sucker for blue fish. Probably red fish is right behind that one. Marlin Chaser, one of my daughters, Ella, is watching with me. She's 4. She says, name it Dea. No real logic behind that. I've never heard that name before. And he's laughing about it. You know, Mr. Marlin, we may just have to go on the basis of Dea because when my daughter, when she was like 1, so not even 1, maybe 6 months, kind of that age where they can sit up on their own. They love being in those little bouncer chairs. I was watching Aquarium Co-op with her as I was getting ready for like a nap and different things. And Murphy came on the screen and she went nuts. So like to this day, as I was, moving fish out this weekend, getting them bagged up, ready for their new homes, different things like that. Every time I'd bring a fish out of the fish room, it's, what was that? What is that? Daddy, what's that? So Dea, huh? We may have to go off on this. We'll see. What is the rest of the chat thing? What is it about Dea? But say hello to Ella for us. Very happy you're here. Glad you're watching. Let's get this little girl addicted to fish. Guppy Guru is letting me know that Half Moon Plakat is a HMPK. Half Moon Plakat. I got to think about that. Well, all right. I can get behind that. I may be able to get behind that. Lefty, if you're not stuffing your face, it's not a good time. So I left hanging out with my friends, seeing them, and then I was like running home and man, I got 15 minutes to get everything set up, but I'm hungry. So you better believe your boy stuffed his face with a couple sandwiches before we got down here. Crowntail, just an idea. What I would have as spared is one of those tough tote industrial ones, so in case tank burst uses emergency. So it's part of that too is where do you put it, but then another part too is actually. So I've seen a lot of people use those. I have a few on hand that I could potentially use, but it's actually properly filtering those totes and then keeping up on water changes. So just for an example, I had 2 5-gallon buckets that were full of bio balls and probably 30 bags of bio rings in my old sump for the 220 gallon. So then all of a sudden, when you go from this massive fish load and when big fish, like a mamu puffer, he'll eat a frozen shrimp. And I swear it exactly looks like that frozen shrimp is coming out the other end. So you have to filter that out somehow. So I've seen those tough totes used in emergencies. I think they work, but it's something else when you're panicking, trying to move out. Then I was like, I had over 100 pounds of sand in that tank, and that was a nightmare to get out. Chattanooga Ed, hello. Thanks for being here. Silent Water, hello all on break at work. You are a boss, sir, for watching at work. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. 16 people watching. Man, there are 16 of you that are willing to spend your Friday night with me. I either hope you have a hot date next to you, because if I'm your hot date, we are in absolute trouble. What we got here? Maria, food is life. Food is life. I love sandwiches. Lefty's having some cake. I love cake. Lefty, did you accomplish your goal for the day? If you're asking about my goal, yes. I would have loved to have spent, gotten farther on this, but the fact of the matter is yes, I accomplished my goal for today. I'm very happy with what we got. I plan on setting up more of this, but then let's talk about this behind me. So I actually wasn't planning on setting that up today, but I was in Home Depot when I went and bought this rack. Right next to it were these. So I want to talk about this, but a question just came up from Emmanuel. Any of you used API Quick Start for a new aquarium? Do you use it during every water change for a while, or? So Emmanuel, I haven't used exactly the API Quick Start, but if it's anything similar to any of the bacteria in a bottle, that's basically what it is. It should be some kind of live bacteria. Some probably have died, but it's, in essence, it has a lot of biological life in there that's going to help establish your media in a way to allow new bacteria to grow, so it can help jumpstart and kind of help with the ammonia of a new tank. So what I have done in the past is I have dosed it, let the tank sit for a couple of days, maybe like a day or two. I usually keep the lights on during that time frame. Part of that is I want algae to grow. So I know that sounds very counterintuitive, but if you, in my experience, having dosed that, leaving the lights on, you've now started your tank in a good cycle for that bacteria to grow. So some people like to use it on every water change because they feel that they're actually removing some of those beneficial bacteria. I do not use it on every water change because in my personal opinion, you're not going to damage any of your bacteria. You would have to remove an insane amount of media to even get that going. So I've used things similar and I think they work, but I do think it is a good one. All right, so behind me here. So I picked up this Husky rack. So this is the same Husky rack we did the video on. Holds 5,000 pounds. It's a great rack. Super easy to put together. But right next to them, we had these. So me and Peter were down here talking because I have that 22-gallon rimless tank that I have some incredible wood from Houston Manzanita. And I just, the idea in my head for that tank is going to be epic. So it kind of ran into, though, of where do I put it? I was originally going to put it up here on the rack, but I just never felt like it did it justice. So me and Peter talked about putting it behind me on this wall because it's only 12 inches wide, so it wouldn't take up that much space. And then doing something similar like I did with the little 5-gallon nano tank above me right here on this floating shelf standpoint. So I'm walking through Home Depot and I find these. I don't know if I move the chat, maybe you can see it more than I think. So there's actually a third one right off camera over here. I'm going to break something. I know I am. There we go. All right. So I have 3 of these shelf holders, but the difference is you can kind of see it over in this corner. There's a top bar that goes across, and these are all this diamond plate, so it matches these racks really well, and it looks this industrial, like sleek design thing. So I say, so if anybody needs an interior designer, call Wel-Don Tanks. We'll design your whole house of fish tanks. So that top bar is bolted into 3 separate studs. So already that can hold, like by itself, can hold like 500 pounds. Well, just, I mean, way more than that, like what it's rated for. But then you buy these wall standers that go down, and they actually connect up on the top of this. So when you bolt that top piece in, just hang these, you're now in like 800-pound territory, like 600-pound territory. It's insane how much these can hold. And then you buy your cross braces. And what I love about these is they actually, let me pull one out really quick. All right, so what these are awesome is they're these L shape. So when your shelf actually sits in, it's supported both by the top piece, but then it's supported by this L piece. And then when that's in there, I now have screws going down each of these into a stud. Then these connect on here, and then you can put wood on top of that, and there's actually screw holes to screw these up into the wood. We're talking over 1,000 pounds that you can put on this rack. This one rack that you can do this. These things are rated for an insane amount of weight. But because I was able to hit 3 studs up top, studs all the way down on these with screws, like we're talking like a 3.5-inch screw, then they're connected. They're actually connected right there. There's a little angle that they actually like interlock with each other. And then these pieces, these shelves, these particular ones are 14 inches long. I only needed 12, but they had like 10 inches, 14 inches. So you can get different sizes of these. But then with that actual bottom piece here, like you can support a lot of weight on this shelf. So what my plan is, scoot you back over here. So the tank I'm going to put up here, it's a 22-gallon rimless tank, but it's 36 inches long, 12 inches wide, 12 inches tall. So it's going to, so I put 3 up to make sure it's supported all the way across. So that's 36 inches across. But then people, like we originally had the 60 cube here, and it was kind of an awkward walk into the fish room. I have this up and I've tested this. I can walk straight into the fish room. Yeah, it's kind of going to be in your face, but you can walk straight into the fish room. It does not interfere over here with this. I can still have full access to this rack. I still have full access to the top rack. So I'm going to have the 22-gallon rimless going up top, and then there's enough space below it that I could set up another 2 10-gallons. I could put maybe 2 20-gallons here if I wanted to. What I'm thinking I'm going to do is put like another 20 long right here. So this just opened up an incredible wall. Like if you had a wall in your kitchen that you just wanted to set up maybe some some planters, some nano tanks. Maybe you want to do like 30 betta tanks, 32.5-gallon betta tanks. You can do this. These are fairly cheap. I think this entire thing was under $100. And then it comes with, they actually have a little separate bag you can buy with various sizes of screws. And they're all these stainless steel diamond plated pieces. So it looks, it's kind of this industrial, looks good. But the weight distribution of these things are awesome. To give you an idea, I'm a husky dude. I put on some weight. What can I say? Love me some sandwiches. I grabbed these two on these sides, did an awkward pull up, and I just hung there. I hung there for like 10 seconds. All my weight on these two supports, and these things didn't budge, didn't creak, nothing. I am so excited I found this. So I want to do a truly dedicated video to this, but next to this rack, the fact that I found these today, I am so excited about this. So I bought this another piece of pine board. I'm going to cut it down to size, put a nice stain on it, and that's going to actually get screwed down to these supports. And I could literally float like a 55-gallon tank on this if I wanted to. But the idea that I have for this 22-gallon rimless tank is going to be amazing. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for this. If you go back to a couple of videos ago where I unboxed some of that wood from Houston Manzanita, it's going to go in that 22-gallon rimless tank, and it's going to be one of the most epic setups I've ever done. So that's one thing I wanted in the fish room was I wanted this breeding, the nice 60 cube, kind of nice planet tank, but then this is going to allow me to just, so it's a nice mixture of functionality and looking good. So I'm really excited for it. So then ignore the chat here. Let me see what I can do about this. Rapashi, love it. Let's see. Marlon, if we were local, Ella would be getting your Mabu. We have a Fahaka, and he's a star of the house as far as all the fish go. So I used to have a Fahaka puffer, Kiwi. Fahaka puffers are awesome. They're great puffers. Dennis Plummer, welcome. I'm from the UK, and it's 2:30 a.m. Been struggling to sleep since lockdown, so I'm very happy watching. Love the racking. Thanks for being here. That means a lot to me. It means a lot to me that you would actually be here. I've done some 2:30 stuff myself. I definitely appreciate you being here. Let's see. I'm sure looks like Peter's been taking care of some good people. Carrie, that racking is super nice. Yeah, so if you're talking this one, I love this stuff. Love it. I just missed something too. Let's see. Bum, bum, bum. Silent Water 81. I have a new tank in second week of cycling just for them. Thanks for looking out. So it sounds like we got some good live bear stuff going. Crown Tail's asking if we have ever used any medicated foods from everything aquatic for quarantine. So I personally, and Peter I think may have a different opinion, but I personally do not like medicated food just because I can't control how much the fish is actually eating. So I do not want to over-medicate. Tiffany White, I'm sorry. I did not say where I got that from. So I was rambling. You can tell, like when I get really excited, I talk really fast. Home Depot. So Home Depot sells the Husky Racks that we're using here. Peter showed me these. These are Husky Racks that are 4 feet long, 2 feet deep, like 78 inches tall. And then each shelf is rated to hold 1,000 pounds. And then I just buy this really cheap 1/4-inch plywood. It's actually like an underlayment. Already comes in 2x4 sheets and fits perfectly. And then in that same aisle, I found these. So it's just a shelving, like you could probably have a garage shelving system. But they were back in the same aisle as all the racks were, all the garage shelving stuff was. So I found these at Home Depot. This entire thing was under $100. I actually think this entire thing was maybe like $50, $60. I'll have to check on that and make sure I get that accurate for the video I want to do on these. But this is like my new favorite thing for the hobby. Let's see. Lefty, I was looking for some way to fit more bedded tanks in my room. Here it is, my friend. Hook it onto a wall. You could put this in your closet. You don't need clothes. Man, just take your clothes out one half of the side. Hang this. Better idea. If you have a wife, take your clothes down. Put this up on the wall. Put your fish tanks up. Put the clothes back over it. She'll never know. It's best of both worlds. Let's see. Marlon, I can't tell from the video, but you mean galvanized, not diamond plate? You may be correct. It probably really isn't fully diamond plated. I guess it's what it was just called. I mean, the tag is saying diamond plate, but it's not probably a true diamond plate. Probably more of just the look they're going for with the little ridges on here. But they're calling it diamond plate. But either way, it's a nice heavy duty. Very nice heavy duty. Silent Water, Wel-Don tanks. Love the racking, keep the passion going. It's infectious. Thanks for sharing your journey. Got to go back to work. Night all. Silent Water, I hope you have a good rest of your night. Take care, my friend, and I love what I'm doing. So Crown Tail, guys, you need to brace or bolt to the wall for the Husky rack. I personally have not. I know Peter's aren't either, but would not be a bad idea. It would absolutely not be a bad idea, especially me. Me and Peter, we're prone to earthquakes. We've had a few recently. We've actually been able to, fortunately we survived those. Neither of us had any casualties from that, but it wouldn't be a bad idea. Absolutely not a bad idea. Mark coming with the super chat. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. Love your passion for the hobby and enjoy your stuff. Mark, I can't thank you enough. This is what keeps me going to this. Like, this is really what keeps me going is I look forward to these live streams. I look forward to this. I love this interaction with everybody. And like I say, the support that people have been giving me is awesome and humbling. So thank you very much. Crown Tail. So these are the Husky. It's called the Husky Rack, bottom of Home Depot. I don't know the exact name on these. They're calling it the Heavyweight Shelf Support System. So this is, if you probably look on Home Depot's website, it's the Heavyweight Shelf Support System. If you're not in the U.S., I don't know. I may be able to do some research on Amazon, see if I can't maybe find some links for the video to actually give some other people some options on using this stuff. But yeah, everything came from Home Depot. So I went for this rack. I went for the parts for this rack, the plumbing for this rack, found these, and you better believe I was excited. I was very excited. Yes, I believe Guppy Guru's got a video up of his racks. I said he's the one that turned me on to that. So let's see, Mark. So I do believe so. Like I said, it's the Heavyweight Shelf Support System. That's what everything is tagged up as. And then on the actual shelf supports, they had different sizes. So the 10-inch one did not have the extendable L, but I needed something that was 12 inches wide. But the next size up was 14 inches. But I really liked that it had this extra support to it. So it literally hinges down and connects into. So it's been absolutely great. Absolutely great. Maria is telling me to stop that. But as a wife, I do approve that message. There we have it, folks. A wife is in the house, and she approves that you can put bedded tanks into your closet. You can get away with it. Sharon Miller, I apologize about your Python. I would say normally like kick it in the face, but it's a Python system. You can't. But I wish you the best on your water changes. Let's see. So yeah, that's where we're at. Like we're already 50 minutes into this live stream. I'm having the time of my life tonight. Really enjoying this. Very excited to get things going. So yeah, I'm going to try and recreate that fry system that Dean was using. Really like it. I've always wanted to recreate it and kind of maybe put my own my own ideas to it. I mean, granted, I'm not saying I can perfect it anymore. Absolutely not. But maybe just there's always something. We always do things differently. And I want to see if I can kind of do that. But then we're also going to have the 33-gallon up here, which is going to be a lot better access to that tank. So hopefully we can get the yellow zebra plecos breeding. And then 2 20-gallon tanks. That was an idea Peter had, and I've debated on doing more 10-gallon tanks or 20-gallon tanks, but I'd say I really want to have something available for the discus if I ever get a pair, and I really do want to be able to breed some plecos. Very looking forward to that. Guppy Guru, are you going to tell them the name of the fish rack? Oh, I get, okay, I'm sorry. You probably were like poking at me for that for the last 30 minutes. So I've briefly said it in the beginning of this, so hands down to Peter on this one. He gave me the idea here of calling these 2 racks the rice rack, because I'm really going to focus in on breeding some rice fish in here. So welcome to the rice racks. I thought it was a great idea. Marlon, my man, thank you so much. Say hello. I make sure I get your daughter's name right before I make a fool of myself. Was it Ella? It was Ella. Thank you so much. Coming in large, man. You guys don't need to give me super chats, but man, I can't thank you guys enough. I'll help with the fish room. Thanks for the vids. I love watching the progress. I mean, Marlon, if we weren't on camera, I'd probably start crying right now. Not gonna lie, like this. The support you guys give me is absolutely humbling, and to be able to donate your own hard-earned money, especially in these time frames, I thank you. But even though everybody in this chat, thank you so much. Everybody has supported and donated something in their own right. I mean, it's the fact that I know that you leave comments on my videos, you give me encouragement on my videos. Like last week I ran it so hard I got myself demonetized, but that was some of the most fun I've had in a live stream where everybody's been supporting it. So I can't thank you enough. Chattanooga Ed, very cool name. I agree with you. The fact when Peter said that to me, he's like, bro, you've got to coin this, copyright this, whatever we need to do. Rice racks. That is something else. So now I got to make everybody believe that my swordtail live bears are somehow a rice fish, so I can officially call it the rice rack. But been on the lookout for some new rice fish, and Peter with his unboxing videos he's doing from Otter Creek Aquatics, got some beautiful endlers in. And then the last time I was in his fish room seeing what he's got going on, I would have a hard time not keeping some more live bears. I may or may not have been kind of perusing around with some endlers today. So yeah, we'll see. Crown tail, yes, that would be super cool. Dean fry system. Trent, can you document and video your entire build? It would be awesome to try it. So if you're talking documenting and building the fry system, absolutely. I plan on documenting everything I can on that. So I do want to show kind of the process of doing it and see if I can even do it the way and hopefully get it to work the way I want it to. Marlon, you're welcome, bro. I tried to say it was your energy drink brand, but I think it flagged that word and wouldn't let me send it. You are probably right. So I think it was our Think Tank live stream a few weeks ago that I went on another tangent about energy drinks. And I was joking with people that you have the breakfast energy drinks and you have the weekend energy drinks. So the weekend ones are definitely the birthday cake bash. So birthday in a can, but I still salute you, my sir, for your super chat. Thank you. Maria says the rice rack and more. Oh man, you guys should put up some names tonight. Like I say though, we need a name for that new betta fish. So make sure you drop something that. Sharon, I apologize that you are frustrated with your water changes. I mean, you got to go old school. You play the dangerous game of sucking on the end of a tube, and hopefully you don't get your mouth full of fish water. But I say it's probably why I'm so healthy, right? It's good for the immune system. Oh, no, I'm totally kidding. Let's see here. Zen ginger or a piece of a Marimo moss ball. I've never been able to keep a Marimo moss ball alive. I've probably only kept over 3 of them, but I have been considering adding some up to this little nano tank up above me. But I definitely need to do a water change on this. If I could show you guys right now. So that little nano tank we set up, the Back to Nature aquarium video I did, fully sponsored by Houston Manzanita, as well as inspired by Jared from H2O Aquarium Services. I set it up like the next day. The wood leached tannins. I think the soil leached some tannins. It was like this brown tea color. So looks really cool. You can't see anything inside of it though. Who we got here? Crown Tail. Yeah, Trent, can you just go be pretty guy? Not saying name and grab his recent endlers. So me and Peter joked about it again of if I ever break into his house again, I'll have to maybe snag some endlers. He's got some beauty. Peter's got some beautiful live bears right now. Like I love guppies, right? I love guppies. I had those half black, half pastel guppies that Peter even has right now. You know, I gave those to him. Like this dude has a way with live bears. Like my guppies were doing okay with me. Like they were okay. I saw him in his house this week. The colors, like these fish look so much better than when I had them. Like Peter's got this wizardy way with live bears. Absolutely incredible. You know what, Maria? You can mock me all you want. But yes, I killed a Marimo moss ball. If there is a way, I will find out how to do it. Trust me. Trust me. Lefty, I agree, man. 5-gallon bucket and a siphon tube. Been there, done that. Mark, I can't figure out how to change the amount of a super chat while watching via iOS. Like I say, the support you guys give me on comments on the videos and just being here, that's support enough for me. I love what I do. I love that I can share this with everybody. So I am very, very appreciative of everybody. Like it's hard to share when everything goes on the back end. Like I know when my videos go up and I love the comments that come in. I love responding to comments. I really do. Absolutely love the comments that come in from everybody. Chattanooga Ed, I agree with you. He is absolutely the guru. Very fitting name for him. The Zen Ginger, my purple mosaic guppies from Goo are awesome. So I had my wife with me and my daughter with me when we went to Peter's guppy garage last, and I was kind of showing her in the fish room, and I was like, yeah, babe, look, like these are his purple mosaic Dumbo ears. They're beautiful. And she's like, they're fish. Like, no. These are the Dumbos everyone wants. Yeah, they're fish. Agree. Beautiful, beautiful fish. Sharon, Trent, my orange Medaka are having eggs every day now. I made breeding mops for all the rice fish tanks. Hopefully I'll get some babies. I hope so too. So I was actually doing water changes last night, and I believed I saw my own orange Medakas carrying eggs. So very excited for that. Very excited for that. But yeah, I can't tell you though, the Pearl Galaxy rice fish I have, those little buggers have not had eggs once yet. So I really hope I have at least one male in that group. But it looks like my oranges are finally starting to show some eggs. So I'm really looking forward. Hopefully I can get some eggs from them. But again, we're going to have plenty of room now to get some things going. Mark, thank you so much. God, you guys are blowing me away tonight. I cannot thank you enough, everybody. Just want to say thanks for being an LEO and fellow fish enthusiast. You are welcome, my friend. I love the fish hobby, and I do my job because I like my job. Unfortunately, we've had some rough times in that, but I'm gonna say thank you and stay away from the political side of that. But I thank you, Mark. Thank you very much for that. You guys really, if you do not need to drop me these massive super chats, but again, thank you everybody so much for this. This is absolutely blowing me away, the support everybody's giving me. You guys are amazing here. The fish community is one of the best things I've ever been a part of. I mean, that's how I met Peter. Like we were at the fish club, at the auction. He walks up to me, gives me a sticker. It's like, hey, I'm so-and-so. Thank you so much. Like, I love the interactions I get to have with people here. I really do love the interactions. Sharon, if you want some of those purple guppies from Peter, I got a connection. Like, I know how to get into his house. They may just go disappearing one day. Can you imagine that if I went and stole his purple mosaics? Like, the CIA themselves would be after me. Lefty, toward the Zem Ginger, I've changed the better rankings. Did I miss something? Oh, I wonder if I missed something. So I know earlier, Lefty, you were talking about us changing your mind. I wonder if somebody actually did. Coming up on that hour mark, But everybody's being so supportive tonight. Maybe we'll go a little longer, but I do want to make sure I get to see my daughter before we put her to bed. But so thank you everybody so much for the support tonight. I cannot believe you. I started this channel like what, 2 years ago, something like that, 2.5 years ago. And I started it because I wanted to try it, right? And now here we are of live streaming and talking and sharing. And I learn from every individual on here, and the comments I get, the support I get. So I am so happy that I'm in a position that I can document this build, like I say, because in the end, I really do want to show people options. I want to show them that you can do this too, that there's ways. I hope I share information in a way that people can say, I like that part, I like this part, but I'm going to change this part to fit my needs. That's the entire intention of all my videos. I really want people to be able to adapt what I do to their own needs. But then to get things like these shelving systems, I'm so excited about. Crown till, another way to do easy water changes is use a PVC plumbing from inside to outside and use a valve on the out and lowest end. The part over the tank, you use a T with an end and you add water, then turn the valve. So I've seen that method done. It's actually it's a really good method. I know exactly what he's talking about. So you kind of make that 90-degree over the edge of a tank, have a ball valve, and then a cap that you can actually add water to prime the line. You don't have to do anything about it, but absolutely love it. Lefty, we were talking about my boy. Sorry, inside chat. You do you, man. That's why I love these chats. Like, trust me, I see some things and it's like, what are people talking about? I just curious. Always curious. So I've said it enough. Love talking to people. Absolutely love talking to people. Carrie, maybe this isn't the best time. I don't know what all you are allowed to say either. What's the best way to help you financially on here? There are a lot of people that appreciate you and want to give. Even again, like Marlon's dropped me another super chat, and I can't say I started YouTube for the money. I started YouTube because I wanted to document my progression in the fish hobby. And I was envious of others that actually got to have that interaction with individuals through that. Once I really started watching Corey, I loved how passionate he was in helping others, like sharing information that allowed me to adapt to this, like his fishing build. When he kind of did that fish studio, I paid such close attention to how Joel was, building the racks, supporting the racks, how they were drilling tanks, the water change lines. Like, that's where I got the idea of I can use RO tubing as a water change line. Like, that is genius. So it's to help me financially, it's super chats always appreciated. Absolutely 100% always appreciated, but I'm never going to ask for them because I do not want people to give me money that they have earned themselves. I understand, especially in today's world, like I'm very careful of who I super chat on YouTube because not necessarily because I don't want to support people, but because I know how difficult and how hard people work for their money. So I always appreciate that. But if you're actually talking financially, watch the videos. Just watch the videos. Like, the fact that if you really want like an honest answer to that question, Carrie, I get more excitement out of reading comments from individuals. A good example of this is Sharon Miller. Ever since she joined my channel and subscribed to it, she leaves me a comment on every video. Every video I have a comment from Sharon. And it's fun because me and her have actually had like conversations through comments of, rice fish and platinum rice fish, daisy rice fish, what tank she had. Like, she's so excited to share with me, that she has eggs on rice fish and different things of that nature. So I get more enjoyment out of the interaction with individuals, but I'm also very humbled by the fact that people want to donate to me to help support my hobby. But just remember, though, that I want to, in turn, really support you. I want to support all the viewers on this. I want to support the subscribers on this because I want to be that voice that just is. I just want to be a good guy, right? I just want to be a good person in this hobby and uplift people, give people the opportunity to learn, hopefully learn from me. I hope I'm not steering people down the wrong road. So I can't thank you enough for that. Never a wrong time. I hope I answered that fairly. I hope I answered that accurately because it's one of those things too of I was taught and I was raised that you work for what you have. And that's how I live my life is I work for what I have. And I'm never going to take advantage of somebody. Like a guy came this weekend, he picked up some fish for me, handed me a stack of cash. He honestly came at like 11 o'clock at night last night. I was fine with it. Handed me some cash and we thanked each other, went our ways. And I rarely count money in front of people because I don't want to offend them. But when I got in my house, I realized that he had paid me too much. And I don't share this of a way of like, I'm the best person in the world. No, I'm not. But I reached out to him immediately. I was like, dude, you paid me way too much. He's like, oh, no, just keep it. I'm like, no. Like, what's your Venmo? If you have Venmo, I'm going to send you money back because you paid me too much. So by you watching my videos and leaving a comment is all the support I really want from you. And the fact that you're spending your Friday night with me, communicating in the chat, I can't thank it enough. Like I really cannot share enough how much I love the interaction with everybody here. Marlon, my friend, thank you so much again. Another $20 super chat. I didn't know you were LEO. You guys don't get enough love. I'm thankful for LEOs. Thanks for that. So I've been very careful at sharing what I do because I definitely don't want to I don't want to mix work and fish hobby. I don't have any problem at all people thanking me for that nature of it, but full-blown honesty here, I'm actually not an LEO. I'm not a street cop. I am a sergeant for my correctional industries here in Utah. So I work in the prison setting. I am a sergeant for that. I've been there for about 5 years now. So not directly in LEO, but I do work in law enforcement. I am a sergeant in the Utah State Prison. So that's where I work. I felt I owed you that because you are supporting me on that nature. But out of respect to my family and out of respect to everybody here, I will always be very grateful to those that thank me for what I do. But I do not want to mix work and fish hobby. We're here to talk fish. But Marlon, thank you so much, my friend. Thank you so much. And man, I really hope I'm saying it. I hope it's Ella. I think it's Ella, maybe Elsa. Ella. Thank you, Ella, if you're watching. And if you were local, I would love for you to have my Babu puffer because I believe that you probably take very good care of your Fahaka puffer. Sharon, love seeing your fish room coming together. Your videos are awesome. Peter, too. This is an awesome hobby. If you guys haven't checked out Guppy Guru, make sure to do so. He's climbing that ranks. I would love to see him get over that 1,000 subscriber mark. He's done some incredible videos lately, really showing some great things of the hobby. And Peter's that guy that he supports so many people in this industry, so many people throughout this. It is absolutely awesome. Guppy Guru, you guys just funded Trent's Plumbing for the new rack. You guys just funded a lot of things for the new rack. Like you don't know how far I can stretch $20 in the fish room. So thank you so much for all of that. Thank you very much. Lefty, see, I was going to say you carry yourself like you're in the military. I actually was not. I tried for the military once. I was told I could not join because I have slight asthma, but I can run, do everything I want to do. So don't hold me back. But You know what's funny? I got into this line of work. It kind of goes back to like Peter helping me realize this is what I wanted to do. I was working in Cabela's as a seasonal second job, working in the warehouse. Met a guy there. Name is Raymond. Excellent guy. This guy is awesome. He's kind of like a shorter version of Peter and just jacked, but like the same personality, that chill personality of Peter, just a really good dude. We're talking one day and he's telling me how he was trying out and, testing for, police work and different things. And I was like, yeah, I've always been interested in that. And he turned around one day. He's like, why don't you just do it? Quit complaining about how you hate your job. Just do it. Come test with me. And here we are. So very, very fortunate to do what I do. And I like it. I'm crazy, but I like it. And if we ever meet in person and you want to get some drinks together and Coke for me, we will, I can tell you some of the best ever stuff. Chattanooga Ed, thank you, my friend. I think sergeants are cool. I think sergeants are cool as well. That's why my Maboo Puffer, well, in my possession, his name is Sergeant because I actually was able to purchase him on that trip to Aquarium Co-op. And it happened shortly after I was promoted to Sergeant. So that's kind of where that came from. Carrie, you are genuine. I try to be. Mom and dad, it's how my mom and dad raised me. I was raised, and that's how I just like to be. I like to be genuine. I don't want to lie to anybody. I just want to be me. I just want to be me and be who I am. Man, this is turning into like a sob story of like live stream. Man, this is what happens after we go over an hour. I just start rambling. Even what happened in the think tank live stream. So I start rambling about some different stuff. Maria, will the missus ever join you in the video or a live? So my wife has asked that she not be in videos. I have respected that as best I can. So she does not like to be in videos. We have talked about her joining a live stream. We have talked about that. She has said that she may potentially do that one day. It'll have to be a very specific time frame, though, of either after our daughter has gone to bed, so more of a late night live stream, or during her nap. So I will talk to her again about it, but she's not as outgoing as I am. She's kind of reserved. Not reserved in a way of like she won't talk to people. Just this isn't her thing. The fish hobby is not totally her thing. She enjoys it for what it is, and she can appreciate some fish. She probably once every few weeks she asks if she can feed the puffer, and she enjoys looking at it. And got my rainbow shark that I've had since the beginning of time with my hobby, and she was the one that actually bought me that fish and bought me that first tank. And so that fish name is Francis. So she knows who Francis is and occasionally checks in on Francis. So we'll see. We'll see. Maybe one day. We're planning on a decent giveaway for the 2,000 subscriber mark. So maybe once we reach 2,000 subscribers, I can convince her to come on a live stream for that. Kind of make it a really special occasion for that one. Let's see. Crown Tail, she definitely does need some praise for allowing me to do this. And that's why. So on the video I did when I initially talked about all the changes coming in the fish room, the hardest decision I've ever had to make. And photo credit to Peter himself. Peter was the one that took that photo, kind of helped me stage it up for a good one of, what's next. What was I going to say? Oh, so on that video, some comments were coming in of, why not move the 60 cube to another part of the house? Why not, move the 220 to like the living room? And there will be one tank outside of the fish room. It's going to be a small saltwater tank, which I still need to get going on. I still really need to get going on because I've got do I have it in here? I've got a package outside here that is actually a sponsored product from a local company that I cannot wait to show you guys. So but like people just don't understand is this because I have a lot of fish tanks. Like I still have to respect my wife's wishes, and her wish is that I do not overtake other parts of the house. That this is my room and this is where I get to stay. But I thank her every day that she allows me to do this, especially come down here and have these interactions. Carrie, after all that, thank you, my friend. Thank you very much. Thank you for your service. Love your videos. You are full of passion for the hobby. I think I am. I love this hobby. Love this hobby. Love what it brings. And Carrie, thank you so much. Like, you guys are just, I am humbled. I am humbled that people are willing to do this for me. Thank you so much, everybody. I just cannot thank you enough. But really, though, coming back around to it, though, just this makes it worth it. Having 12 people watching right now, but like we're upwards of almost 20 people watching. Having this interaction is worth it. Having this interaction is why I do this. Lefty, thank you, my friend. A $2 sticker. I'm feeling the love. Feeling the love. I cannot tell if that is a cat or a fox. Either way, I see hearts. Maria from Aquatic Monkey Business. By the way, if you have not subscribed to the Aquatic Monkey Business YouTube channel, instead of leaving me super chats, go over there and subscribe to the Aquatic Monkey Business channel. It is so much fun watching these little girls set up these massive fish tanks. It is so much fun. Their passion, their knowledge for this. Like, you think I have passion. Wait till you see these 5 girls setting up a 120-gallon fish tank. Awesome. Guppy Guru, Lefty is foxy. I will say so. Maria, yeah, my husband said the same thing. He doesn't want to be a part of the videos. We respect that. He will help with the heavy stuff, but he'd much rather be behind the scenes. So, like, what people don't know, too, is, like, my wife is the one that helped me move the 90-gallon cube out of the basement when I sold it. You know, my wife has helped me move tanks before. My wife she's kind of the mastermind behind my small floating tank, the shelf that the nano tank is sitting on. You know, she's given me some insight on some aquascapes before. She's actually given me some insight on some fish before. I mean, she's even, my favorite too is like, so a Cory cat, she calls them the spaz fish because when they cruise across the tank, they just look like they're spazzing out. So the other night, I'm like, yeah, I'm selling the spaz fish. She goes, I know what they are. They're Cory cats. So she definitely watches some things behind it, which is great. Let's see. Peter, if you're still on here and wouldn't mind, will you maybe drop a link to the Aquatic Monkey Business YouTube channel in the chat for some people? We've had that come up, but over that hour mark, way over the hour mark. So I know this is practically what this entire stream has been, but thank you. Thank you to everybody that has just supported me in some way, shape, or form. I cannot thank everybody for what you do for me. Everybody in this chat, I've had so much. We've had a lot of new people in this chat tonight. That's been great. A lot of names I've seen before, just haven't been here before. Thank you for being here. Really enjoy this. I really enjoy doing this. So I'm definitely going to keep working on doing live streams once a week. You know, it's just with my work schedule, it's just kind of when they can come up. So that's why sometimes they're on Fridays, sometimes they're on Wednesdays. Who knows when they're going to be. Lefty, I say keep going because I ain't got anywhere else to be. You know, what are we at? What time is it? 8:20. Let me see what's going on here. Let me text the wife. Maybe we can go for about 10 more minutes because then that will allow me to go get my daughter to bed. And I've got a date with the wife tonight. We're going to watch a movie. So if anybody has any final questions for me, go ahead and feel free to put them in the chat. I mean, this is kind of part of the live stream. When I go over that hour mark and I don't have anything else planned, we can talk about whatever you want. Crown Tail, she is my angel. She is absolutely my angel. She's a saving grace of mine. I don't think she ever expected when she bought me that first fish tank, our first Christmas together, that it would turn into this. But man, she saved me more ways than one. Lefty, I think we're gonna watch Birds of Prey tonight first. Haven't seen it. We kind of both wanted to see it. red boxed it. And then my nostalgia childhood, I'm watching Sonic tonight. Like, we're going to watch Birds of Prey, then I think we're going to watch Sonic. 100% like way opposites, polar opposites. But I remember playing Sonic on the OG Sega back in the day. So I think we're going to do that tonight. Just kind of slow down for the weekend before we start working tomorrow. I think tomorrow we're going to be let's see. She's going to be working on the basement with her dad, my father-in-law. They're going to be working on getting the bathroom up and going. You know, she's going to be working on, like, she's the one that's been doing all the mudding on the drywall down here. Like, she's put so much work and effort into this. She's helped me build the pond. Like, she's been there every step of the way at the pond. She was the one that got me, like, she's actually probably put the liner in most by herself. So she's definitely working. Maria, I don't think any of our significant others ever thought we would end up where we are now. You know, that's very true. That's very true. It's like I had a coworker the other day. Like, people know me around, right? They're like, "Oh, you like fish?" Like, that's weird. Like, okay, what's your hobby? Oh, I have 37 guns. Like, why so many? I don't know, because I like them. They're like, why so many tanks? Because I like them. It's what it is, right? But my coworker asked me, he's like, why fish? Like, what got you into fish? You know, it's like, you know, and I told him, like, my wife, she said no snakes, so I had to get rid of my snake. And then she kind of felt bad, so she bought me a fish tank, right? It was kind of that thing of like, oh, I'm just going to buy you this because I think you'll like it. You like fishing, like you love fishing. And she actually asked one of my good friends who lives in Montana. He's like, what do you think? What do you think Trent would like for Christmas? He's like, oh, I'll get him a fish tank. He loves fishing. And then it just, honestly, like, what kicked it off is that I filled the tank up. The next day, put fish in there, and they died. And I wanted to know why. I wanted to know why all of the fish died. So down the YouTube rabbit hole I went, and I did not know that the YouTube rabbit hole would be going 5 years later. Like, here we are officially in the rabbit hole, officially down this of I wanted to know why. I wanted to know why the fish died. You know, and then I started learning about the nitrogen cycle and the ammonia cycle and how that plays into effect. And then I wanted to know, like, what do you feed fish? Like, how do you properly feed fish? Like, oh, there's frozen foods? Like, I didn't know that. And then I saw something with live plants. And then I was like, I want to know, like, I want live plants in my tank. So I bought some live plants. I actually tied a fishing weight to them and shoved them in my blue and black gravel to get them to stay down. And then those plants died. So I wanted to know, why did the plants die? And then here we are. I find Aquarium Co-op, and I find out about fertilizers and lighting, and then you get into, you know, the big fish, then you get into filtering tanks, like what actually filters a tank, then you get the beneficial bacteria. It's like I kept finding all these things about the hobby that I wanted to know more about. I just wanted to know more. I guess you could say in a way I was like Little Mermaid of, you know, what's the word? It burns. Like, what do they have? Like, what's the knowledge that I don't have? And then Corey's right. One day in my 20-gallon tank, I had a couple black mollies in there because I bought them. I had tiger barbs, black mollies, and my rainbow shark, all shoved into a 20-gallon. I know, right? But then one day I see little black fish cruising around the surface of the tank, and I realized that I had accidentally bred those mollies. And then it turned into like, I want to do that again. Like, I like, what happened? Like, oh, they're live bears. Like, that's how that works. And then it just kind of all compounded from there. And so here we are. Let's see. The Zen Ginger, as of today, 19 tanks. And I get funny looks from the hubby when I mention new fish. Oh, trust me. My wife is a professional at now unboxing fish for me, since I'm always at work and they always ship in when I'm at work. She is the best at unboxing fish for me. Oh, Crown. You know what, Crown, till I get told that this is my obsession all the time, but I still remind them that this is my passion and my hobby. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Again, this has been an awesome night. I've had so much fun talking about this. As you can tell, like, this is what I was at with the 220 is I didn't have this level of passion for it or interest in it. I can't, like, this should not excite me as much as it does, but it does. This should not excite me as much as it does, but even when I got this up and pushed against the wall this today, I stood in the doorway of the fish room and just like, this is what I wanted. This is where I'm finding peace. And I am so excited to when all these tanks have water, just the sound of the bubbles. And like, I'm so excited that I get to extend my airline now. Like, who looks forward to running PVC pipe and tapping it for airline? A fish nerd. So again, thank you, Guru, Sharon, Maria, for moderating for us. Everybody, thank you so much for the super chats, and but everyone in general, just thank you for your comments. Thank you for chatting with me. Thank you for the supports. And as much as I do this, hopefully for your entertainment, thank you for entertaining me tonight. I've had so much fun tonight. This has been an awesome stream. Really have enjoyed talking about this. So major changes coming to the fish room. I'm really looking forward to it. And Crown Tail, I definitely owe you a stream about fish food. So maybe that will be our next one. But you never know with me. You never know with me. Maybe next week all of a sudden it's going to turn into what kind of energy drinks I like. I don't know. No, well, definitely for now, I'm in the forefront of my mind. I'm going to put the next stream to be fish food. So we'll try for that. So again, Chattanooga Ed, Maria, Ginger, Lefty, Sandy, everybody in here, Marlon, Crown Tail, Mr. Guppy Guru himself, Mark. Just thank you. Thank you, everybody, for tonight. I've really enjoyed this. Maria, I love that your kids run and they calm down. You know what? It calms me down. So this is what I mean. That we get to share this interaction of the family events. We've got 4-year-olds naming fish and talking about puffer fish and Fahaka puffers and what we all do for each other in these, especially these crazy times. So very appreciative of it. I think we are going to end the stream. I'm going to go put my daughter to bed and watch a movie. So once again, guys, I'm Trent Weldon with Wel-Don Tanks, and we will we'll see you on the next one officially. So everybody, have a good night. Appreciate you all. Be safe, and man, just go enjoy your fish. So there's my catchy outro. We'll see you guys on the next one.